Hi, it's Maxine Kaye, Sans Yoga. She's over there at the other end of the room, just so snuggled up on her little bearskin rug, so to speak, that I couldn't disturb her. So it's me. I'm just here today with a love note from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Now, I've spoken before about how our weather varies. I'm sure that's true wherever you are, but I have found here in Pennsylvania, it tends to vary quite a bit. And we can have sunshine as we did this afternoon after rain this morning, and then it gets colder, and then it gets warmer, and we keep getting little hints that one of these days we're going to have some snow. It hasn't happened yet, not for a while anyway. But I have learned to be as graceful as I can with those changes. And in fact, when we first moved here, I learned about walking around in snow and ice, which is not something I had done in California. And one of the things I learned early on was that when you have a rain and then it freezes, or you have snow and then it gets icy, here's something that I'm sure will serve all of us well. Never ever walk on a brick sidewalk, or do your best to avoid one, particularly slick. So we do what is appropriate for us to do to stay upright, that's a good one. And sometimes it means wearing little cleats on our shoes, or holding on to something. Well, there are times we don't even see, particularly, that a surface is icy. And that's the toughest part of all. That's the most challenging, I think, because we don't see that it could be dangerous. And we could slip if we're not aware. So mindfulness is a very important thing. Being aware of our surroundings, noticing what's going on without becoming disturbed by it, but just becoming aware enough that we do the right thing. Today, for instance, it had rained this morning, but it was nice and sunny. Not all that warm, but nice and sunny when I went out grocery shopping. And coming up the stairs carrying groceries, I was just mindful and held on to the handrail. And I find that it makes sense going up and down the stairs, whether I'm carrying something or not, to hold on to the handrail. It's a simple thing to do, and it doesn't take anything away from me. It's not distracting. It's actually kind of comforting. I'm holding on to the handrail. And of course, as a minister, I start thinking, all right, what is the metaphorical interpretation of that? That I want to hold on to a handrail, no matter what the circumstances may be, whether I'm completely aware of what they are or not. So I would ask you, what is the handrail to which you hold when you're going through some confusing times, or times that produce a little anxiety? What's your handrail? What do you hold on to? Do you hold on to the realization that there is a presence and a power that's greater than you are, and yet right where you are? That's my main handrail myself. And I like to realize that even if I'm going to be walking in some icy situation, I might want something on my feet that I can depend upon. Now, our feet represent our understanding, right? Standing under. And so what we put on our feet, on our understanding, we want to make sure is wise and is truly helpful. I don't want to be walking on eggs. I don't want to be walking on nails. I want to be walking upright with the faith and the confidence and the assurance that God is still my source, always my source, absolutely dependable, and I don't have to worry about it. And I do want to hang on to the handrail, or at least touch it lightly as I'm going up or down the stairs. I want to make sure I touch into spirit as often as possible, because that keeps me centered and it keeps me empowered, because we all have this loving presence and this divine power and the infinite guidance within us. It's a matter of touching into it, isn't it? Just remembering that we're never walking around this earth, even metaphorically, all by ourselves. That's not possible. How is it not possible? There's only one life. It's God's life. That life is your life. That life is my life. And we can't get outside of it, and who would want to? And so we are never alone. Always, always guided, always nurtured, always held fast in the heart of God. And it's a good thing to remember that. So see what you're hanging on to. Let it not be doubts, and let it not be regrets, and let it not be resentments. Let it be your divine source and my divine source. That whole and holy presence which never lets us down. Can't slip on ice on that. This is what restores us, renews us, keeps us in our present dynamic moment of now, where we know who we are and whose we are. So tomorrow, Reverend Mike will have a love note for you. No, he won't, and I'll tell you why. Because he has a love note for you on Monday. I have a big love note for you tomorrow. It's called a Sunday morning celebration, and you can just check into our live stream on cslphilly.org in order to join us at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Or if that's not a good time for you, check on that link on our website anytime, day or night. You know, if you ever can't sleep, tune in. I'm not saying necessarily it'll put you to sleep, but it might help to relax and keep us on purpose and centered. So that's what we do when we have our live streams that are on that, archived on the website. Also, Reverend Mike and I have our love notes archived on that website. And we have the ability to touch into those anytime we might feel as though, there might be a handrail to grab onto here. You also have an opportunity to look to see what kinds of wonderful classes and activities are going on that website. And of course, there's always an opportunity to give a loving donation to keep this center strong. That's what we all do. This is important to us, and you are important to us. We love you. Hope to see many of you tomorrow. God bless. Bye for now.